Hello, viewers. Welcome to the YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation. I am Major General Neelendra Kumar for the playlist Inse Millier. In conversation with a well-known face on our channel, Mr. Sudhish Pai, Senior Advocate based in Bengaluru, and from his very famous book, Legends in Law, brought out by Law and Justice, we've been covering some of the illustrious law profiles in India, and he's brought them out, their contribution, their role, their special strong points very well. And in that series, next we move to Shah Sulaiman. Now, it is said that Shah Sulaiman's wife, she used to switch off the electricity in the house at night. And this you have made a special mention of this on page 262 of your book, Legends in Law. I would request you to please clarify what was the story behind this.
Thank you. Before coming to that part as such, if you permit me to just trace the life and career of Sir Shah Sulaiman, he was beyond doubt one of our most illustrious judges. He had a very distinguished academic career. After his graduation from the Allahabad University, he proceeded to England, where he did obtain a tripos in mathematics and a tripos in law. Quite interestingly, there was another equally great student studying parallel to him, that was Syed Fazl Ali, who was amongst the first batch of judges of the Supreme Court. Both of them sat for ICS but unsuccessfully. Both pursued law. Fazl Ali came back and started practice in Patna. Shah Sulaiman remained in England and was a barrister, called to the bar from the Middle Temple, and also obtained a doctorate of law from the Dublin University. And coming back to India, joined his father's, his father was a lawyer, father's chamber in Jaunpur in the then United Provinces. The district judiciary could not contain the versatility and multifaceted genius of Shah Sulaiman. So very soon he moved to the High Court in Allahabad, perhaps in 1912 or so, and joined the chamber of Sir Tej Bahadur Sahib, equally illustrious. Very soon he made a name for himself, profound knowledge in law. His knowledge, it is said, would be the envy of anyone then or now. That was the kind of equipment.
Shah Sulaiman.
Shah Sulaiman. He equipped himself thoroughly with the texts, the classic textbooks, as also the development of law by the judgments, the case law, and soon developed himself as a leading lawyer, garnered a very lucrative practice and a large volume of work. So it is this which kept him at his study most of the time, and he would be preparing for the next day's cases and find himself immersed in his work, unmindful of the time of the day. His wife's reminding him of dinner was of no avail. He was so much immersed in his reading and preparation. Many times, out of sheer frustration, she would switch off the electricity. So at least then he would be jolted up. And
Perhaps that would make him sort of stop the work and join for the dinner.
Yes. So that is the background in which that is narrated, that the wife used to switch off the electricity so that at least that would bring him to the dinner table.
Quite right. You have further mentioned on page 263 that Sir Shah Sulaiman, his personality, his role, and his standing drew huge admiration, both while he was a lawyer and subsequently when he was a judge. Now, would you like to elaborate it a little further?
Yes. As I said, he was extremely well versed in law and could argue very persuasively. He was a profound legal scholar as well as a very deft advocate who built up a huge practice. But he also had all the great qualities of a human being. He was humble, he was courteous, and that endeared him to the bar and the bench. Very soon, even at a young age, he caught the eye of two successive Chief Justices, Sir Henry Richards and Sir Grimwood Mayers. Sir Grimwood Mayers is a well-known name in the Allahabad judiciary, and at the young age of around in his early 30s, he was appointed an officiating judge. I think he had 2 or 3 short stints as officiating judge, where he endeared himself to the bar, but his return to the bar after serving as officiating judge was very short-lived, because soon thereafter, at the age of 32 or 34, he was made a permanent judge of the Allahabad High Court. Then began a very glorious judicial career. Soon thereafter, again, at the age of 46, he was made the Chief Justice. As a matter of fact, he was the first Indian Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, and only the second Indian Chief Justice of any High Court, permanent Chief Justice. You had even Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee, but it was all acting Chief Justices. Yes. Sir Shadi Lal had become the Chief Justice of the Lahore High Court. So he was the first Indian to be appointed a permanent Chief Justice of the High Court. Yeah. And Sir Shah Sulaiman was the second in India and the first in Allahabad. He was known for his absolute judicial demeanor, his quickness of grasp, facility of ideas, and felicity of expression. Cases, the Meerut conspiracy case is mentioned as an example. Meerut conspiracy case. It was expected it would go on for weeks, but Shah Sulaiman, presiding over the bench, finished the case in a week. And not only that, immediately after the hearing concluded, he proceeded to deliver judgment, extempore judgment in court. This was the great qualities. But then the best was yet to come. In 1937, after the Government of India Act and the establishment of the Federal Court,
yes,
at the age of 51, Sir Shah Sulaiman was amongst the first judges to be appointed to the Federal Court. You had only three judges: Chief Justice Sir Maurice Guire, about whom we have already spoken; M.R. Jaikar from Bombay, who later went to the Privy Council; and Sir Shah Sulaiman from Allahabad. So these three constituted the first bench of the Federal Court. Shah Sulaiman did splendid work on the Federal Court bench. His judgments drew great encomiums from English barristers, who said that those judgments would rank amongst the best judgments, equal to those of the House of Lords of the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. This was the kind of man.
You have also mentioned that he was a very good listener as a judge. Now that's also a great quality. He was not impatient.
No, he was. That's why I said he had all the absolute judicial demeanor, and one of the most important qualities is to listen. And they say there's a great difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is, it's mechanical. Listening is when both the person who listens
percolates,
speaks are at the same wavelength.
Yes.
So Shah Sulaiman was a very good listener also.
Further, I would like to point out your observation about Sir Shah Sulaiman, that he did not subscribe to Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. This calls for a little elaboration.
Yes. As I said, he had a mathematical tripos from Cambridge, and he was always keenly interested in science, particularly mathematics and astronomy. And even in the midst of his legal and judicial work, he made time for himself for pursuing his scientific studies. So late in the night, it seems he had a separate room in his house where he would shut himself pursuing his studies in mathematics and astronomy. It is said that he did not quite agree with Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, propounded a theory of his own on the subject. Because this was quite astounding in a way. That theory also, we understand, won recognition amongst many top people in the world of science. Perhaps Sir Shah Sulaiman is the only High Court judge to have challenged one of the greatest of perhaps the greatest scientists of the time, Albert Einstein. In another way, it showed the versatility of the man.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Yes.
And before we end that, I am tempted to quote to you a tribute that Chief Justice Patak paid him. It is recorded in the 125th 125th anniversary commemorative volume of the Allahabad High Court. And this is a beautiful tribute, so I'm tempted to mention that, if you don't mind me taking another minute.
You've made a mention of it
in the book, yes.
Especially in the book.
Yes, and I would like to just read it for our listeners.
Concluding para relating to Shah Sulaiman.
Yes, Justice Patak said his versatility embraced many fields, and because the liberal tradition which was fully expressed in him he can be said to have belonged not merely to his generation, but to a line which, reflecting the genius of the human race, has moved with unbroken continuity through the centuries. In another age and in another place, he would have ranked among the great Elizabethans. His powerful questing mind, alert in the constant pursuit of truth, and devoted to the service of enlightened human values, impressed its seal on all he did. In him, the three great driving forces of civilization, law, science, and education, found a remarkable meeting place. Added to this was a love of literature, which manifested itself in his keen interest in Persian and Urdu verse. The glory that was the man now belongs to the ages. I think very
well put in.
beautiful tribute
Yes.
to a man so richly deserved.
Yes.
And the sad part of it is destiny took him away very early. Otherwise, he would have been the first Chief Justice of India in course of time. But at the age of 55, in 1941, he had a cerebral hemorrhage and passed away. So that was the great tragedy.
A great personality.
Great loss
Yes.
to the country and the legal fraternity.
Thank you very much. Namaskar. This conversation will continue.